Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to be sharing with you a brand new launch from Roja Dove. This is the Essence de Parfums and this is Creation E. So Roja Dove just launched an entire new line of their women fragrances in this new Essence de Parfum. So these are going to have a brighter opening, kind of like an eau de toilette, but they're going to have the lasting power like Roja Dove perfumes. So today I'm going to be sharing with you Creation E. So Creation E is basically the Essence de Parfum of one of their best sellers, which is the Enigma women's fragrance. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this new launch from Roja Dove and specifically learning a little bit more about Creation E, then let's go ahead and get started. So if you're not familiar with Roja Dove perfumes, this is definitely a brand you should check out. So Roja Dove is a British perfumer. He is a master perfumer. So Roja Dove's name is synonymous with luxury. So this is a luxury perfume brand and you will smell the luxury in each and every one of his perfumes. So I'm so excited today because they have launched this Essence de Parfum line and I love the way that Roja described it. Basically, he has taken their women's line. He has brightened up the openings so they're going to be a little bit more like an eau de toilette, but they're still going to have that extreme lasting power that Roja Dove perfumes are known for. So if you've ever tried any of Roja Dove's other perfumes, you are going to know that he uses the finest ingredients, beautiful combinations. They're very unique and they have fantastic longevity and sillage. So for some, those perfumes can be a bit overpowering, but this new Essence de Parfum line is basically going to give you a little lighter, brighter opening, similar to an eau de toilette, but then you're still going to have that great longevity that his fragrances are known for. So you're not giving up any of the powerhouse of the lasting power, but you will have a little bit brighter and lighter opening that's going to be perfect for this upcoming spring and summer season, as well as for those that don't really enjoy those kind of perfumes that kind of really stand out and are bold. This is going to give you just a little lighter take where you can still enjoy his masterful creations, but just in a little bit more accessible of a way. So if you're familiar with the Elixir Parfum, I think that may have come out last year or maybe the year before, but that was kind of the first kind of essence perfume that was launched that's going to be a little bit lighter, brighter, really easy to wear. And now he has created 6 versions of the Essence de Parfum. So he has the classic 51 Parfum, Creation E Parfum, Creation R Parfum, Reckless Parfum, and Scandal Parfum. Roja Dove was sweet enough to send me a bottle of Creation E, and this one is based off their bestseller Enigma perfume. So it's going to come in a beautiful box, and I want to take a moment to show you how beautiful of this bottle is. This is a deep, beautiful purple bottle. It gets, in some lights, it almost looks like indigo blue. So it has beautiful craftsmanship of the bottle. It has a beautiful kind of big crystal right on the bottle, and then on the top it's got Roja Dove's signature on here. This is sort of like the classic, and these bottles tend to be just a little bit more sleek. I think it's a great addition to his line. So let's go ahead, we'll put a little bit of this on. I'll give you my initial thoughts here. So this perfume is described as an oriental, rich and soft, fresh, cool, sweet, fruity, and powdery. And the description says unravel the mystery. So enigma means just that. It can be someone or something that is puzzling, that is a bit mysterious, or a bit hard to figure out. So you guys, this fragrance is going to have something in here that feels familiar, kind of when you're feeling like something's kind of familiar. Maybe you have smelled it before, but then it has something that's totally ambiguous at the same time. So this one I find is kind of super like playful. It's a bit seductive. So this perfume is truly elegant. It does have a seductive quality to it, but it also has an air of mystery to it. So exactly kind of what enigma means. It definitely plays on that. I feel like the name matches this perfume perfectly. This opens on a fresh note, so it opens with that bergamot that many of you know. I really love that kind of fresh, bright opening. It's going to be a little bit invigorating. Then in the heart notes, it's going to bring in all these gorgeous florals. So it's going to have geranium, it's going to have rose de mai, neroli, jasmine, ylang ylang, heliotrope, and peach. So peach is not something that I'm totally attracted to, you guys. I kind of like the idea of fruity perfumes, but it's not something I totally gravitate towards. But the peach here is just a lovely little touch. It's not overly fruity or peachy, but it really adds kind of this cool element to this fragrance. But then in the base, it's going to have patchouli, it's going to have creamy sandalwood, it's going to have orris, a touch of vanilla, as well as ambergris and musk. So the patchouli and the ambergris are going to give it a little bit of a more carnal or animalic kind of hit to this. So there's definitely depth with this fragrance. So I was laughing because this fragrance basically showed up just in time. I have been on the hunt for a more spring kind of summer vibe. The sunshine is out, and all of a sudden I want fragrances that are a little bit more light, a little bit floral, but I'm someone who really is gravitated to more rich, sensual kind of fragrances in general. And so this is the perfect mix. So this came at the perfect time because it's got that rich kind of seductive, sensual kind of base that I really love and enjoy in fragrances. It's got some oomph to it, but then we've got that light brightness from the bergamot. Then we've got these lush florals, and you can really honestly smell the quality of them. So what I love about Creation E is that this does have a little bit of an edge to it. It's got that rich base. It's got a little bit of a carnal edge to it that I think really balances out the kind of floral and peach experience. The peach in this is like super juicy and authentic. So if we are imagining that it is summertime and you have found that perfect peach, you've been at a farmer's market and you are really kind of picking up the peaches, finding the perfect one, then you're able to bite into it and it is like perfectly juicy, but it's got a little bit of tartness to it. Like that's what that kind of explosion of kind of that beautiful stone fruit that I just love in the summertime. But again, it's not cloying. There's a little bit of tartness to this that's going to make this not kind of like a young kind of fruity kind of fragrance. This is definitely a sophisticated, seductive, fruity kind of floral. And I think maybe that's what I'm just loving about this is that it's got some edge to it. It's got some oomph, but it's also feminine. I think that's what this makes this special is that it's got both elements in here. We've got a little touch of that carnal edge. It's definitely seductive and sensual, but then we've got that girly kind of feminine, peachy, fruity kind of explosion, and then the florals in here are just done so beautifully. So that Rose de May is really kind of popping for me. I definitely love that. There's something very vibrant in here, and I think it might be the heliotrope is kind of amping this up. So again, I love the fact that it's got a little bit of this like vibrancy, and I would almost say like a little bit of a fun element. So I think what I'm loving about Creation E is that it's got this seductive kind of sexiness to it, but it's also one of these beautiful feminine floral fruity fragrances, and so it's going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to like, but it's got a little edge and depth to it. So I think that's why it's like hitting it out of the park for me. It was just exactly what I've been kind of searching for. The weather is starting to shift, and I've been wanting something with a little bit more freshness and lightness, but not a freshy fresh. I was looking for something that was going to be a little bit more unique, and Creation E is just that. There is some sort of sensuality to this. I love the creaminess of it, and I just find that it's very wearable. So I also can tell you that this was also very popular with my family. When I first got this, you guys, when I get a new perfume, I get so excited. I call it like the perfume high. I like get so excited to spray it on, and then I just like kind of take it all in and let the magic happen, kind of letting it unfold and like seeing the journey that perfume can take you on. So that bright opening that was immediately appealing. And then as we got to the heart notes and those beautiful florals started to make its way out, and especially that juicy peach, I was like, I actually really like this. At first I was like, this smells fruity to me, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then I was like, this is peach. This is a juicy peach, just like perfectly ripe. And it just is giving me a little explosion right in my mouth. And then we have that creamy sandalwood. We got a tiny bit of sweetness from the vanilla as well. So vanilla and peach are really a beautiful combination. And then a little bit of earthiness from that patchouli, but in a good, beautiful kind of way. That ambergris starts coming out. So Creation E was just what I was looking for. I am in love with this fragrance. I think many of you would like this as well. I also want to take a little deeper dive into the other ones. So I'm intrigued by 51. That one is described as the epitome of elegance. It's described as an oriental that is rich, soft, sweet, fruity, and also warm. So definitely going to get my nose on that one. I'm also curious about Scandal. So if you have tried that perfume, let me know your thoughts. This one says it ensures that you are talked about. It's described as a floral, sweet, fresh, warm, and very sensual. So I'm curious about that one as well, especially if this is a little bit of a lighter version. So one of the things that Roja Dove said when he was describing this line, he was saying that we often pick perfumes that are either just totally who we are, or we pick perfume based on what we want to become. So we all have different little elements in us, and that's the beauty of perfume, is that you can really evoke different feelings. So I love that idea of kind of exploring your personality, maybe picking a perfume that is not exactly you, that maybe that you want to bring out elements of yourself, maybe being a little bit more scandalous or a tad reckless, not overly reckless, but just enough to have a little bit of fun. And that's the beauty of perfume, is that you can just play up different elements of your personality, of your environment, and just have a little bit of fun. So as far as the longevity of this perfume, I do think they nailed it. They basically wanted to make a lighter, brighter kind of eau de toilette opening, but this perfume lasted on my skin for a good 8 hours. I could smell this all throughout the day. This is one of these addictive kind of perfumes where you're wanting to smell your wrist. You will get little wafts throughout the day. You can smell yourself for sure, but again, not too overpowering. So as far as Creation E, I do feel like the longevity was there. This definitely had long-lasting power on my particular skin. So it does have that unique element of being kind of like an eau de toilette, but definitely having the longevity of an eau de parfum. So the Essence de Parfums really is a fantastic name so far of just the one that I've tried. They did nail it with Creation E. If I try any of the other ones, I will for sure let you know, but so far have been super happy with the longevity of this perfume. And these launched today, March 1st, on Roja Dove's site. This is $290 for the 100 ml bottle, but they do also sell the 7.5 ml atomizer size. So if you are wanting to try that out before, you can purchase the atomizer size, and that's going to be $55. And I do have the atomizer size in the elixir, and I love to take that for travel. So that really is a fantastic value and a great way to kind of try fragrances as well, especially if you kind of know you're going to like them but you're not ready to take the full plunge. Then you may want to check out the atomizer size. So as usual, you guys, I love to hear, do you have any Roja Dove perfumes? If so, which are your favorites? And letting me know which ones you're most excited about trying. And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Roja Dove for including me in this very special launch. I know that many of my fellow fragrance lovers in this community are going to absolutely love that fragrance as well as that entire line. So thank you for letting me share my joy of this new Essence de Parfums from Roja Dove. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back with another video soon.